It is that time of year when we celebrate America's independence for the 4th of July. And I thought it would be fun to bring you a bunch of different Dollar Tree DIY decor ideas that you can incorporate into your patriotic decor this year. And for the first DIY, I've got this ribbon that I want to make a flag with. So what I'm going to do is take some red and white ribbon and I'm going to cut it into pieces so that it will fit onto this sign. Now this sign is just a Dollar Tree sign. It's actually two that I had from a previous project and it was a leftover piece, and I thought this would be really pretty to create a flag made out of this ribbon. So what I did was just take the red and white ribbon and I cut it down to size so that it will fit onto this wood background. And the pieces I'm cutting right now are going to be the longer pieces of the flag. And I know it's early in the video, but why not hit that subscribe button and show me that you like this video? So I cut 3 pieces of each of the red and white ribbon and arranged it onto the background. And then I found this really pretty blue ribbon with stars on it. And I got all of this ribbon at Michael's when it was on sale for you buy 2, you get 3 free. So that was a great deal. So after I put on the stars ribbon, then I took more pieces of the red and white ribbon so that it will line up and be the red and white stripes on the flag. And then I made sure everything was going to fit and match up, and then I secured each piece of the ribbon onto the wood backing. Now I did the red first and then the white, and the white ribbon overlapped the red a little bit so you can see that scalloped edge of the white ribbon. And I found it easiest to keep the ribbon pretty much in place while I was securing it to the background. And I wanted to do a little bit more to this piece, so I had these window clings that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I found one that I thought would look really nice underneath the flag, and then I secured it using some craft glue. If you had Mod Podge, you could do that as well. Window clings are not just for windows. And I needed something to hang this wall hanging up with. So I took a Patriotic bead strand from the Dollar Tree and I cut off the tail and the little embellishment on the end. And I put the jute through the holes on either end of the wood board. Then I just tied knots into it after I had wrapped it around, and this will be the hanger for my wall hanging. I also had these painted stars and I thought they would look really pretty at the top. So I took some white ones and I put them all along the top edge of the wall hanging. Next, I took some red stars and glued those along the bottom. And here is my patriotic flag that I made using things from the Dollar Tree and some ribbon. But this turned out so pretty and I really like it, and I think I'm going to keep this in my decorating somewhere all throughout the year. And if you want an easy way to add some decoration, you can find these flag door banners at Dollar Tree, and they make great table runners too. Now I found these fat squares or fat quarters of fabric at Walmart. So no, this did not come from the Dollar Tree, but Dollar Tree does have big fabric pieces like this, and these are 18 inches by 21 inches. So what I want to do is make some patriotic pillows. So I took 2 pieces of the fabric and I opened them up and kept the pattern on the inside. And this is a no-sew pillow, so I'm not going to be sewing this because I am not a seamstress, but I can use a hot glue gun. So I used my hot glue and I put that along one edge of the fabric. And then I brought the other piece of fabric down to meet it on the end. And again, the fabric is inside out. And I repeated this process on 3 sides of the fabric. So again, taking the hot glue gun, going down close to the edge and all the way down to the other end. And then I brought the other piece of fabric down and secured that to the hot glue. A craft scraper works really well for this too. So this is the 3rd side, and again I'm running the hot glue down the edge and bringing the other piece of fabric to the other end. Now to make this a little bit easier, I am going to secure some hot glue on the 4th side of the fabric. I'm not going to go all the way to the end, but about 1/4 of the way in, I'm going to secure the fabric together. Then once the hot glue had time to set up, I turned the fabric inside out, or I should say right side out. And then using some polyfill from another pillow that I wasn't using anymore, I just filled up the pillow. This is a much more affordable way to make pillows and recycle stuff that you already have, instead of going out and buying brand new pillows for every holiday that's coming up. And once the pillow was filled, I did use Dollar Tree clamps to hold everything together. And here is how my pillows turned out. I think they are so pretty, and I like the red and the blue, and it adds a little bit of a Americana or patriotic feel to my decor. Next, I'm going to take this Dollar Tree wreath form. This is an 18-inch wreath form. And I'm taking some Dollar Tree mesh and I'm going to wrap that all around the wreath form. I love this mesh. I think it's so pretty. and I think it would make a really pretty patriotic wreath. And I am using a little bit of hot glue to secure that mesh to the wreath itself as I work my way around. And I did use 1 whole spool of the mesh. Next, I found this really pretty garland at the Dollar Tree, and all I did was wrap this around the mesh that is already on the wreath form. And then I found these really pretty patriotic popsicles that were a part of a banner from Dollar Tree, but I really wanted to use these for something because they're just so pretty. So I took all of the popsicles off of the string that's holding it up for the banner, and then I just arranged them onto the wreath to kind of make this look like a patriotic or a summer type of a wreath. And once I was happy with how the popsicles looked, then I went ahead and secured them in place with some hot glue. Now this wreath can't be used outside, but Dollar Tree also has some of these little patriotic popsicles that are wood, so then you could use it out in the elements. But this would be a really pretty and fun patriotic 4th of July type of wreath that you could put up during the summertime in your home. And it was really easy to make. These are so cute. These are garden stakes from the Dollar Tree, and I love the patterns that they have painted onto them. I couldn't make that myself. And then they also had this burlap fabric at the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is take these pumpkin signs and first paint them black. This is just a black acrylic paint, but I don't want that Beyond Blessed to show through or any of the white to show through. So I did 1 heavy coat of black paint on each of those signs, and then I set them off to dry. And once the paint had dried, I took the burlap, cut it down to size, then I covered the signs. And I just used hot glue to secure the burlap to each of the signs. I made sure to keep the glue on the edges and the bottom so the glue won't show through the burlap on the top. And next I took the garden stakes and I removed the back. Now I tried to cut it off first with my tin snips, but it wouldn't work. So I just had to be very careful and remove that stake part, which I'll probably save for another project. But once the stars were free, then I could glue them in place onto the burlap backing. And this is the end result. This is such a fun and easy project. And I also did the same thing with this little gnome that says America. I love how these turned out and they look great in my decor. Now, remember when I showed you earlier what I did with the window cling? Well, like I said, window clings are not just for windows. So I'm taking some wood block scraps and I'm going to sand them all down. Next, I took some different colored stains and I stained the blocks. Most of the blocks, I tried to keep the stain on the 4 sides and on the back, not necessarily on the front. But sometimes the stain got a little bit all over the place, so I just went ahead and stained every side of the block with different colors of wood stain. And once those had dried, I took different colors of acrylic paint and painted only on one side. So this is going to be the front of a sign. So they can be signs, they can be shelf sitters, whatever you like them to be. I thought red would look really nice for some of the signs. Then I used an apple barrel paint called Antique Parchment, and it's kind of a cream color, and it works really well in a farmhouse style decorating. And then I found these raised stickers at Hobby Lobby, and they were $3.99, but of course, Hobby Lobby had them on sale, so they were $2, but they're so pretty and they're raised. So I took different stickers and I attached them to the wood pieces that I had stained. This oval one is one I got from the Dollar Tree. So I like the 4th of July sticker, and then I just put some stars on either end and then added a hanger using some jute. Then going back to the Dollar Tree window clings, I put some Mod Podge down onto a piece of the wood, and next found a window cling that would fit on top of that, and then secured it in place with some more Mod Podge. And I kept repeating the process with the different blocks using different window clings that the Dollar Tree had. They have so many different window clings. You could do this for every season in your home. And the Dollar Tree also has some really pretty napkins, which can act as a background for shelf sitters or these wooden signs. All you have to do is cover the block with Mod Podge, then put the napkin on top of the wood block and make sure to smooth everything down. And it may help if you cut it down to size, and then you don't have so much of the napkin to fold around the wooden block. Then all you have to do is secure all of that napkin onto the back of the wooden block, and again, Mod Podge is your friend. So I believe this is called decoupage, but I'm covering the whole entire piece of wood with the napkin. And once I had made sure all of the little edges were secured down with Mod Podge, then I went ahead and painted the entire piece with another coat of Mod Podge. And once it was dry, I had a few more of these raised stickers, so I just put those onto the front of my napkin wood sign. And I just continued the process of doing different things with these scrap pieces of wood. I put USA on another one. Then I took a little foam star, cut it down to size, and then I attached it and secured it to the top of the sign, just using some hot glue. And these are how these signs turned out. They are so much fun to make, so many variations that you can do. Here's one that says Liberty, and I put some patriotic ribbon all the way around the four sides. 1776 with a little wooden star. And a firecracker. You don't have to change out all of your decor. You can just add little elements like this to really give a patriotic feel. For the 4th of July, Memorial Day, or anytime you want to add a little bit of Americana to your decorating. And this is just a Dollar Tree wooden bead strand, along with a Dollar Tree candle holder that I spray painted navy blue. And this is an easy one. I found these wooden stars at the home store and they were $1.99, but they were 50% off. I wanted red, white, and blue, but they only had white and blue. So I bought 2 white ones and I figured I would just paint the third one red. And that's what I did using some Deco Art paint. I just painted the third star red. Now Pottery Barn actually has some of these stars and they were really expensive. I cannot remember how much they were offhand, but that was the look that I was trying to duplicate, is the Pottery Barn red, white, and blue stars. And I was able to make my own set of red, white, and blue stars for $3. A lot less expensive than buying these at Pottery Barn. And this is the end result. The white and the blue is how I bought them, and the red one was the one I painted. Now I wanted to make an Americana 4th of July type wreath for my front door. So I just took a Dollar Tree wreath form. These are the styrofoam ones, and I took some of the pretty red, white, and blue garland and just wrapped the garland around the wreath form. And since I didn't have enough garland to go around, I had these blue streamers from another Patriotic Dollar Tree decoration, and I cut them down and I just secured them to the part of the wreath that was still just the wreath form and not the pretty garland. And this material works really well for hot gluing, and it's still very shiny and it stretches out nicely. So I just secured to the front and to the sides of the wreath form. And then I took a few extra pieces just to make sure it was all that solid, pretty blue on the front. and then I flipped it over and then just secured the excess to the back of the wreath. No one's gonna see that anyway. And then I took a few more of those raised Patriotic stickers from Hobby Lobby and secured them to the front of the wreath. And this is the end result. I love this little wreath. It is so pretty, so cute, and it looks great on my front door. And as you can see, there's nothing really securing the wreath to the front door, but there is. I'd used some fishing line, and you can see it at the top of the door, and that is going to the back of my door where I've installed this hook upside down so that I can attach the wreath to my front door without having to use a wreath hanger. This is a really easy way to hang a wreath without using a wreath hanger or putting a hook onto the front of your door. And I also put some flowers into a Dollar Tree vase that I tore apart one of their hanging signs and glued stars to the front. I love that look, and I love everything that I made. How about you? Which one of my projects was your favorite? Like I said, these projects are so easy to do. Even though the 4th of July is right around the corner, you've got time to make projects like this. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click one of the 2 videos on the side, and I think you'll like those too.